Hey, welcome back to edtech by Meera, and in today's episode we are going to build a very interesting thing. Guess what? It is a idea generator machine, random idea generator machine. So let's get started without wasting much time. As usual, we import OS, time and random. Random you'll get to know because we are going to do random choice for the idea generation. Okay, so define. So first we need to add ideas, right? So we need to define the add function. So define the add function, os.systemClear, that is already explained to you earlier in the projects. Every time you want to clear the screen, you need that. And you create a variable called idea. For each idea that you're inputting, you need a variable called idea, whereby idea equals input, because this is user generated, right? So input function idea, then the user will input that idea and that will give the value for that idea variable. Then you need the f. As usual, the f is a file function for opening the file. You want to create a file called my.ideas. Now you can call it my.ideas or my.ideas, my underscore, whatever, but usually people call it my.ideas or my.ideas. That's up to you again. So my.ideas as a string, remember, comma, after the comma, a plus, that is for, remember, appending, because after every idea you need to keep appending the ideas, adding on. So it will not override the previous one, it will keep on adding on. Then after that you need the f.write. Now the f.write function is for writing the for writing and storing the values of the ideas. So f.write as a function, sorry, I made a typo mistake there. Within the parenthesis, the string formatting for f, and idea, if you remember, within the curly braces, and the backslash n, if you remember, is for the new line. So every time you write one idea, new line, the next idea. So that's why. Then that's for that's about file.write. So first one is for opening, one is for writing. Then after that, close as usual. Then time.sleep. You can have it like 1 second or 2 seconds, up to you, and then followed by os.systemClear. You already know that. Okay, so now here you have already defined the add function. So add function, you know, it's clear enough, where you're inputting the idea and then creating a variable idea, opening the file, writing the file, and closing the file. Creating new lines, etc. Then you have another function which is the show function or the view function. I call it view, I prefer it that way. So define view function, whereby you are just viewing the idea. The first one was for the user to add in the ideas. The second one is for, after adding, you want to view the ideas, because you call it an idea generator machine, random idea generator machine or idea machine. So every time after adding and storing, remember, it will keep on appending, not overwriting. So it will store, this machine will store all your ideas and never rewrite. And then later when you want to reproduce, you can view it. So that's why we need the view function. So after os.systemClear, clearing the line, f equals open. So here again you want to open my ideas dot, but here instead of a plus, because a plus was for adding, appending, and r is for reading. So for viewing you have to use after comma r, as the string r in the parenthesis, because you want to view your ideas that has been already written. Then you create another variables called ideas. The first one was singular ideas, because now there are lots of them there, right, stored there in your machine. So you want to like call your ideas as the value derived from f.read. So whatever all those stored values are there, those will be your ideas, f.read, .split. Now why you're splitting it? If you see within the parenthesis, it's a backslash n. That means it will be split into different rows. So that was the idea, instead of comma. So that will become very messy. So in order to avoid that mess, you want to have it in new lines every time you add in the new ideas and when you're viewing it. Okay, so f.close. Then you can say ideas.remove for removing the specific lines, but later on when I'm running it, I saw there was not much use of it because we are not using it. So I'm going to remove that line. I'm going to make that line invisible. So that's just an add-on there. Later we'll be using it, but in this project the remove function is not being used. Okay, so idea equals, then after that we use, remember we call it the random idea generator or the random idea machine. So idea equals random.choice ideas, remember? So from all the ideas, the machine picks up a random choice and then makes it visible to you. When this is under defined viewing, remember? Because it will not show you step by step, like the first one, the second one, and third one in that order, it won't be showing you. It'll just show you a random choice. Maybe the 10th one or the 20th one or the first one or in between, you can't say. It's just a random picking when you're viewing it, remember that. Okay, then print the idea, time.sleep, 2 seconds or 1 second, whatever, or 3 seconds, os.system clear. Yeah, so most of it you've done. Okay, then you have to, let the indentation be done correctly. So it all has to follow in this order, the indentation. It's very important. Then after you clear the system, what you need to do, the main loop you have to create. That one is while true loop, remember? Because you've made your view function, you've made your add function, you have to use it, right? So when you're using it, it has to be under the while true loop, as we've seen always. So you have to create a menu because there has to be an option whether you want to view it or whether you want to add more items. So menu equals, so this is again input generated or rather user generated, because you're giving the user a choice or an option, two options, one input, so that's my input. So one, that of adding idea, and two, of viewing the random idea, right? So that is very important. So menu will be as a choice, and that is why do you use the built-in input function here, why you're using the input function is because this is user generated, the menu, because whether you want to use, this is optional, whether you want to use a menu of 1 or 2. So that's the reason we are using it as input. So if given a choice of 1 and 2, 1 for adding and 2 for viewing the random idea. And remember the \n is for the new line, 1 and 2 will come in separate lines. And view a random idea, not an idea, remember, because we use a random.choice. It's not necessary it has to come up in the same order that you filled in. Okay, so if menu equal to 1, so what is 1? If I type 1, if I enter 1 in the choice, then it will use up the add function. So it will create a prompt again to add a new idea. Else, that means if menu is 2, else means it's 2 means it will give you the option of viewing it, the random idea that is. So that's about it. So that's the reason we already defined the add function and view function earlier. So here it will be just applied here, depending on what a menu option you are using. So that's quite convenient, right? In Python, it's always like this, and if you stick to this template, you can solve many projects. Just stick to 1 or 2 simple templates. So it's easier that way. Yeah, so here you got the choice, add 2 view. So I pick the choice of 1 add, and then it will prompt you to add idea. What's your idea that you want to add? So I'm writing interview with mom, or whatever, interview with kitchen staff, something like that. I mean, this is just an example. You can write your own idea. Then that's it. Again, I give a prompt of 1. So again, second idea, what I want to write. So I write something like start a cloud kitchen, something fun. Okay, so this is my second idea. Again, you get the prompt, you want to do 1 or 2. So here I do view, and then it gives me a random of shop. Now, mind you, I've already practiced this before. I've already done this project before you. So my file is filled with more tasks, and that was not overwritten. So that's why the random choice comes with something that I didn't fill right in front of you. Shop, I'd already filled it yesterday, so it's coming up here on the screen. Because it was not overwritten, remember? I told you, random. Okay, so shop, and then whatever I did before. View, again I press 2. So again I get like interview mom. Generate so many random ideas and then add them, later review them or view them using the view function, and then this way you can have a random idea generator app. So quite interesting, right? For more such Python tutorials, hit up the notification bell. Remember to smash that subscribe button so that you can get more such Python tutorials for beginners. See you in the next.